Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke. I'm Carol Hinguler, Worship Associate this morning. And let me tell you, I'm really proud to see you all here this morning. You can guess why, can't you? Because you lost an hour's sleep last night, right? You pushed the clock ahead 1 hour. So you made it, though, so that's really great. I'm losing track of what I wanted to say to you. It is just so good to see you all here today. I also want to welcome where's the YouTube camera? Back there. I want to welcome those who are with us on YouTube. We're always glad to have you here with us. Thanks for being here. You're a special part. Yes. Oh, I thought he had his hand up. I have a special message for those of you who are here today in the sanctuary. Would you be good enough to please check your cell phones that they're silenced? Okay. And I have a special message for the folks on YouTube who are with us this morning. If you have something that you would like included in the joys and concerns a little later on in the service, if you can go to chat in the next 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, put it in there, and we will do our best to include that when we do the joys and concerns. Okay, good for you. What else? So, our minister, Reverend Walter LaFleur, is not in the pulpit this morning. We're going to have a really special service that's being done by Jessie McKean, who is our director of lifespan faith development, and a lot of other hats she wears too. But she's so creative, and she always does a wonderful, wonderful job. Reverend LaFleur will be back next week. I don't know if I told you that, but he'll be back. And it's up to Jessie today. Oh, her sermon is called A Home for Tandy. And this is going to be a very creative morning. I know that.
Good morning. I'll begin by reading our words of welcome. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, as you come seeking love, your presence here is a gift. Whether you're field, y'all. Don't forget, we're still in Southwest Virginia. Whether you are filled with sadness, overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage with others, all who welcome all are welcome here. Now I'll sound our bell 7 times for each of our 7 principles and 1 more time for our proposed 8th principle. Is this our covenant? Because I don't have a copy in front of me, so I'm going to do that really fancy thing where I turn all the way around and read it. We commit to supporting each other with respect and direct communication as we work in community to explore spiritual growth and to be a force for good in the world.
Oh, the summertime is come, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to black wild mountain thyme. all around the blooming heather will he go, lassie, go.
I will build my love a bower near yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go?
If my true love she were gone, I would surely find another
Where wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go?
Thank you to Kinfolk. It's always such a treat to have you here. Our opening words this morning were written by Shel Silverstein. Some of you may know this amazing poet. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you're a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come, sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Now we will light our chalice. Invite Carol back up
I'm not even going to sit down.
for our readings.
I'm not going to sit down.
Thank you, Carol.
day. Special. Okay. This first reading is called Two Kinds of People. It's by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. There are two kinds of people on earth today. Just two kinds of people. No more, I say. Not the sinner and saint, for it's well understood the good are half bad and the bad are half good. Not the rich and the poor, for to rate a man's wealth, you must first know the state of his conscience and health. Not the humble and proud, for in life's little span, who puts on vain airs is not counted as a man. Not the happy and sad, for the swift flying years bring each man his laughter and each man his tears. No, the two kinds of people on earth, I mean, are the people who lift and the people who lean. Wherever you go, you will find the earth's masses are always divided in just these two classes. And oddly enough, you will find too, I ween, there's only one lifter to 20 who lean. In which class are you? Are you easing the load of overtaxed lifters who toil down the road? Or are you a leaner who lets others bear your portion of labor and worry and care? Thus ends the reading. Now we'll have a little more lighthearted reading, I believe. This is called The Enchanted Forest, and it's by Jessica Kister, who is a preteen. I don't know how old, but she's apparently a young girl who wrote this. It's really neat. The Enchanted Forest. I walk away from the world I know to a forest where each thing can change and where the floor is carpeted with moss so green, it is here I feel magic in the enchanted forest. I sit near a brook and a small waterfall and listen to the world so new to me. I hear a coo of a dove and a hoo of an owl, and know I am in a place of enchanted things, in the enchanted forest. I open my eyes and see a pair of eyes staring back at me. I am not afraid, for I know I'm in the presence of a unicorn in the enchanted forest. I get up and move away, but the unicorn follows me. I turn to see. She beckons me to stop. Oh, no, sorry. She beckons me to ride atop. And as I ride, I know I feel magic here in the enchanted forest. Thus ends the reading.
Thank you, Carol. You may not know this, but we are in the Enchanted Forest. This morning, we're doing something called active storytelling. I need everybody, it's like a little Oprah moment. Look under your chair. Some of you will have brown bags. If you really want a brown bag, you can grab one from a chair nearby if you don't have one. Underneath your chair are brown bags. Now is your chance to say, oh, I'm a bear, or oh, I'm a badger. You don't need to open your bags now. Just know your animal. Now, if you've already looked in your bag, you're not in trouble. Know your animal. Your neighbor may have the same animal. Your neighbor may have a different animal. Just go ahead and give me a little nod if you know what animal you are. I see some nods all the way in the back, some nods up close. We are good to go because I'm going to tell you the story about Tandy. This is a story that I have known since I was very, very young. It was originally written or recorded by Audrey Hirsch. She's the one that wrote it down. But it's been adapted specifically for this building by yours truly. And we have our own very own Tandy Wood elf here. All over the green meadows and deep in the enchanted forest, everything was still. The little folk of Twin Brook Hollow were fast asleep. Some were curled snugly in hollow logs, while others dozed in tall trees high above the forest floor. Under one of those trees, Tandy, a tiny elf, lay sleeping. Soon, the first ray of morning sunshine danced across Tandy's nose. He sat straight up and rubbed his eyes. Sniffing the cool, clear air, he felt that winter must be very close. Yes, very close indeed. Snow and ice will soon cover the forest, he thought. Today I must find a warm, dry home. But now Tandy's tummy was growing hungry. With a small basket swinging from his hand, Tandy skipped through a meadow and onto the autumn forest's well-worn path. Ahead of him, on the forest's edge, he could see a row of blackberry bushes. This was a happy sight. Tandy liked blackberries? Oh. He hurried to the first bush. Stretching as straight and as tall as a wee elf can stretch, he reached for a round, juicy berry, tugged, and down bumped that berry. This is delicious, munched Tandy. And as he ate his berry, he looked up above him. High in the tree was Raccoon's home. Sure enough, as soon as the sun touched the door, out ran the littlest raccoons. Who's a raccoon? Good morning, Tandy, sang the little raccoons as they scampered down the tree. Are you ready for the snows and storms of winter? Tandy watched them and sighed. I do so hope I'll have a warm home before they come. I've been looking and looking, but I'm really not sure what kind of home I'm looking for. Our home is cozy in winter, said the eldest raccoon child. Maybe you could move in with us. Come on, I'll show it to you. Follow me. I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't climb a tree, said Tandy. Oh, dear, said the raccoons. I guess a house like ours isn't good for you after all. Tandy said goodbye. Bye, raccoons. Bye-bye. They're right behind you. There you go. Bye, raccoons. He had never felt sorry before, not even when his mushroom house had rolled away during the big windstorm. It was summer then, and playing in the sun, finding berries, and sleeping out under the stars on the cool grass was fun. But things were different now. Winter was coming. The cold nights made Tandy shiver, and during the cool days, his friends were busy getting ready for colder days ahead. I have to get ready too, said Tandy as he walked quickly down the path. Somewhere there must be a home where an elf can live. Passing a grassy bank, Tandy spied a hole. He skipped up to it and peered down into the darkness. Lying on his tummy and pushing with his toes, Tandy scooted a little further into the doorway to get a better look, and suddenly he was rolling down in a long, dark tunnel. Now, who lives in tunnels? Moles? Yeah, moles live in tunnels. Where are the moles? There we go. Head over heels, he rolled. After 9 dizzy somersaults, he bumped against something soft and furry. Goodness me, said the furry something. Who's in our house? I'm sorry, sputtered Tandy. I didn't know anyone lived here. I was just looking for a winter home. I hope I didn't bump you too hard. My name is Tandy, and after 9 somersaults, I feel a little dizzy. Well, so you're Tandy. We have heard you're looking for a home. We could dig you one if you'd like, just like ours. How do you like it? Asked Papa Mole. I'm sure it's very nice, but I can't see it. It's so dark down here, I can't see anything, admitted Tandy. Huh, that's funny. Never noticed that. Papa Mole went on digging, and Tandy slowly crawled out of the tunnel. The sharp stones hurt his knees, and the soft dirt made him sneeze. Out in the clear air again, he brushed the dirt from his leafy collar. That's just not the kind of home for an elf, thought Tandy. Blinking at the bright sunlight, Tandy climbed down a grassy slope to the edge of the old pond. He cupped his tiny hands and filled them with water. It tasted cool and good. He took a long drink and then washed his tiny face. It might be nice to live near here, thought Tandy. Just then, a wet green head bobbed out of the water. Hi there, Tandy, said Turtle. What are you doing down this way? I'm just resting. And where's the turtles? There we go. My home. You see, I'm looking for a winter home that's just right for me. It seems that each home I look at is either not right for me or I'm not right for it. I'm terrible at climbing trees, and tunnels make me dizzy. Maybe I can help you, said Turtle. My home is just right. If you like it, I'll help you build one. Oh, that sounds very nice, said Tandy. Turtle pointed to a pile of branches and dried grass in the middle of the old pond. Jump on my back and hold on tight, and we'll soon be there. Oh, Tandy wasn't sure about that. He couldn't swim. Lizard came down the bank to join them. Turtle, said Lizard, I'm not sure that Tandy will be able to swim to his home. Turtle saw Tandy's worried face and said, I guess my home's not much for you then, Tandy. Lizard, do you have room under your rock for our friend? Lizard shook his head. I'm sorry, Tandy, but there's only room for me. That's all right, replied Tandy. I'm thankful you thought to help me. Tandy said goodbye to Turtle and Lizard and once more set out to find a winter home. All day long, he looked for a home where a tiny elf could live. Once, he found a small bush where a titmouse or a bird. Where are the birds? Hey, there's some birds over there, Tandy. He found a small bush where a titmouse had her nest. I wonder if I could do that, thought Tandy. But as soon as he had climbed on a branch, bump, thump, down Tandy came, tumbling into a cave. Hello, Tandy. Come for a visit? Asked Mama Bear. Where's our bears? Oh, there's a lot of bears. Oh, no. This place echoes too much, and it's still so very cold, said Tandy, and he rushed for the door before Mama Bear could even offer him a biscuit. Later, Tandy wandered all the way back to the bug village. Where are our grasshoppers and bees and crickets? Oh, you got a long way to go, Tandy. This bug village was at the bottom of a dried sunflower stalk. But he was too big to fit in any of the tiny houses. But he spent a few minutes dancing to the music, fiddled by the grasshoppers and crickets. Can we make that music? Dance, Tandy, dance! Oh, I bet he got tired. Well done, everybody. A beehive on the outskirts of the bug village looked promising, but as soon as he climbed in, his feet grew sticky. And when he tried to wipe them off, his hands grew sticky. It took several worker bees to get him unstuck from that chair. There's no way Tandy could stay there. Tandy walked and walked, wondering how he could ever find a home before the winter. He looked up, down, around, and through, but just couldn't find the right spot. He stopped by Badger's home. Where's Badger's? Oh, he stopped by the Badger's home, but it was much too sandy. He actually began to sink into the sand, but Badger pulled him out and dusted him off. By this time, Tandy was becoming tired. Oh, thank you, Badger. Thank you. Tandy was becoming tired. So tired he could walk no further. He sat down on the ground and leaned back against an old, rotten log. Oh, poor Tandy. A tear rolled down his cheek. Then another, and still another, until the tips of his shoes were all wet from his crying. He crawled into that log through one of the holes on top, and Tandy soon was fast asleep. But while Tandy slept, a meeting was being held on a big flat rock at the edge of the forest. All Tandy's friends were there, and they were all chattering at once. Turtle was there, and so was Mole. The queen bee came with Grasshopper and Cricket. A few birds, Mama Bear, all the wee raccoons. Badger and Lizard came to the meeting. The full forest was represented. "Well, now, this is very serious," said Owl. "Tandy is without a home and winter is almost here. We must find him a home that's right for an elf." So everyone thought and thought. Suddenly, Robin clapped her wings. I know, she chirped. "In winter, I always fly south where it's warmer. Tandy could go away too." Everyone chattered excitedly. Could sending him away be the answer? Quiet, hooted the Owl. "That won't do. We want Tandy to stay here with his friends. The forest is his home. Let me think." Owl closed his eyes. Everyone was quiet, hoping that Owl would be able to solve Tandy's problem. Think Owl's going to be able to do it? I see some nods. I heard a yep, a very enthusiastic yep. Let's see. "Aha!" cried Owl. "I have it. If none of our homes are quite right for Tandy, why then we must build one that is. I guess that'll work. That old log he's sleeping in would be wonderful, but with the roof leaks, and it might not be so comfortable. I bet we could fix that up with the right things. We must get busy, for we haven't much time before nightfall." Each animal went back to their home to find something comfortable for Tandy. And now we have some helpers who are going to help Owl and the other animals. So now is when you pull out your brown bag. And first, I'm going to ask Mama Badger to go ahead and grab some leaves and put them on there. The birds sent their feathers that had fallen off in the nest while they were preening. Thank you, birds. Thank you for the feathers. If you're a bird with feathers, go ahead and hold them up. There you go. The turtles and lizard collected pussy willow and cattail fluff to add to the feathers, and wouldn't you know, they're going to make a wonderful pillow for Tandy. Thank you, birds. Turtle and lizard have some things. Turtle and lizard? Yeah, we need that stuff from down by the river because the feathers might get a little pokey. Wow, we've got lots of turtles. Thank you, birds, for your effort to make this wonderful pillow. And thank you. Thank you to the turtles and the lizards for doing such hard work collecting all those little fluffies. That was hard work. Next, to patch the roof, the bear family gathered sticks and badgers gathered leaves until all the holes were filled. Bears and badgers. Look at that bear family with all their sticks. Oh, and some leaves from the badgers. Was that hard work, bears? It would. Some say no, some say yes, some are just growling at me.
Does it need any arranging?
It does, I think. Yes.
We'll make it pretty.
Oh, look, they're filling all the holes. Now be careful, don't wake up Tandy. I think he's sleeping soundly. I might be able to hear him snore if we listen closely. Thank you. The grasshoppers and crickets from the bug village gathered berries, vegetables, and other foods to stock his pantry. If I'm not mistaken, there might be a slice of pizza out there. They knew it was hard to find food in the winter, and all he had was that one blackberry from this morning that I don't think was very ripe because it was a very red blackberry. Even the bees offered honey to put into the comfortable, renovated log. Oh, look at all the sticks that are filling the holes in the leaves. Oh, there's cups of honey to go into his pantry. Wow, Tandy's got it made this winter. Thank you to the grasshoppers and thank you to the bees. Very well done. Those little bitty sacrifices helped him a lot. The wee raccoons offered dried flowers to put on the log. Tandy was such a sweet, kind elf, and they felt his home should be as beautiful as his spirit is. Look at those raccoons decorating. Thank you, raccoons. That was really thoughtful. I might not have thought about dried sunflowers. Wow, his house is getting very beautiful. Finally, and you may have thought we forgot about your moles. The moles lit a warm fire beside the log so that Tandy would have a nice warm winter. Now, this fire might need a little assembly. We've got some flames, we've got some logs. Do we have all of the fire pieces? There we go. All right, let's watch these moles light this fire. There we go. Look at this lovely warm fire. So everybody thought about everything, even a marshmallow. Everybody thought of everything Tandy might need for this winter. How lovely. Let's take a minute and admire everything that everyone did. It took all of the animals pitching in and sending things or finding things or gathering things. Thank you to everybody that helped out, all of our animal representatives, as well as our little worker bees that did the heavy lifting. That was very heavy lifting. Well done. When Tandy woke, he realized that he was warm and dry and snuggled in with a nice new pillow. He sprang out of the log and saw that it had been completely transformed. Oh, what a lovely home, he murmured. It's yours, the animals chorused. You guys want to tell him that? Tell him, it's your house. It's yours, Tandy. Tandy was so happy that he could only gurgle a small thank you. But to the animals of Twin Brook Hollow, this was more than enough. That night, Tandy watched as the stars rose above his new home. He whispered to them how thankful he was that he had a community like Twin Brook Hollow. He asked the stars to watch over all the animals, elves, fairies, unicorns, and other inhabitants of the enchanted forest during the winter. Then he snuggled deeper into his warm pillow and his log home and closed his eyes in happy sleep. Winter arrived that same night. The first snowflakes floated softly to the ground, but Tandy didn't see them. He was fast asleep in his new home. And that, my friends, is how creatures who live in Twin Brook Hollow, deep in the enchanted forest, learned how to give from what they have to help build a home for Tandy, or for any wee creature that wanders their way. I am now going to invite up Don Wages to tell us about our special collection today.
Good morning. My name is Don Wages. It's been a while, but it's great to see y'all's faces in person. Joan and I have seen many of your faces through YouTube, so we really appreciate that part of our congregation, so thank you. Our special collection today is for the Roanoke branch of the NAACP, whose mission is to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons, and to eliminate racial hatred and racial discrimination. My wife Joan and I have been involved with the Roanoke NAACP. She serves as secretary, and I'm involved in the youth program. The Roanoke NAACP is one of the most active units in the state of Virginia, and one of its biggest priorities is its youth leadership development. Each year, the Youth Council plans and hosts two excellent programs. One is the annual January 1st celebration of President Lincoln's signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. The other is the Impactors of Excellence Award program, recognizing local community leaders by the Youth Council members. The Youth Council also actively makes its voice heard on community issues related to race and racism. They write and publish letters and statements. They plan, participate, and speak at public events and press conferences. Several years ago, they led a day-long sit-in in U.S. Representative Bob Goodlatte's office in Roanoke, urging him to fix the Voting Rights Act. This event received national news and attention. Also, through the local NAACP AXO youth program that I'm involved with, high school age youth of color have opportunities to further develop and recognize and receive recognition for their academic, cultural, technological, and scientific talents. The Roanoke branch has had several national AXO award recipients through this program. Especially, we've had 4 national awardees in just the last 3 years. Now, just a few words about the work done by the Roanoke branch more generally. In addition to its ongoing legal redress activities, the branch is actively involved in local efforts to reduce gun violence, improve policing, increase voter registration, and turnout. Its members also participate in state legislative advocacy. Many of these activities are accomplished in partnership with other organizations. The last, but perhaps most important thing I'd like to say is that none of this would be happening without the dedication and hard work of volunteers and donations from people like you. So thank you for listening today.
Thank you, Don. We will now, so some of you need to see my mouth. I'll pull it down. I forgot. We will now participate in the offertory where we will take that special collection. If you prefer to write a check, make sure you put NAACP in the memo line. And because we have these neat orders of service back, I know some are celebrating. We have more information on that, on how you can give online and how much of the plate goes today. All of it, all of it. So everything that goes into the plate today will go to that cause that Dawn told us about with the NAACP. Thank you very much.
Equipment in place. Hello, I'm Terry Smith, representing the Caring Committee. We are a group that helps to channel the joys and concerns from among our friends and members who want their news shared within our community. If you would like to have an item submitted for Lifelines, you can send it to the church administrative email. You can send it to Sally Garber, who is chair of the Caring Committee, or you can write it in our Caring Journal. During the week, this sits on the podium in the little alcove beside the name tag board, and on Sundays, we keep it on the altar. Today, I'm happy to begin with a joy. If you see, some of the artwork has been changed out here. I want to particularly mention the sunflowers, and I'm going to if I step to the side, you can't hear me. Robin Poteet Ballin produced this beautiful piece of artwork, and we have hung it, or it has been hung by our art keepers in this prominent position as a way to symbolize and remind us all of the people of Ukraine and lift them up in our hearts, our prayers, whatever positive energy channel you use. It is beautiful, and thank you to the artist as well as to those who position it so nicely for us. And in the holiday theme of St. Patrick's Day, I'm not going to dance or sing, but I would like to mention two special people are having birthdays on St. Patrick's Day. Jacob Ennis, one of the sons of Curly Ennis, Beth Carruthers' departed, beloved man, and my granddaughter, Elizabeth Searsha Kane, will be celebrating birthdays on Thursday along with St. Patrick. So there's joy in lots of hearts. Thank you from the woodland creatures, one and all. Let us rejoice in our hearts, and we'll light a candle to put a somber touch, thoughtful touch to all that we hold in our hearts today.
Join me in a moment of prayer and meditative reflection. May everything that's brought before us and everything that is left silent, everything that's in our minds and in our hearts resonate across the interconnected web of all being. And may we get what we so desperately seek in our heart of hearts. Blessed be.
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on the gloaming, where me and my true love were ever wont to gay, on the bonny, bonny banks of the gloaming. Oh, you'll take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland afore ye, but me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of the gloaming. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep side up in Lomond, where in soft purple hue the Heelan hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. Oh, you'll take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland afore ye, but me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The wee birdies sing, and the wild flowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. The broken-hearted can nay second spring again, though the wakeful may cease from their grieving. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland afore ye, but me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
The main announcement is that music was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have a couple more announcements. Okay. First, it has to do with the 8th Principle Task Force. As noted last week, the UUCR Board recently approved the formation of an 8th Principle Task Force to provide education and discussion about the 8th principle. On Tuesday, March 29, at 7 p.m., the Racial Justice Team will host an information meeting in person and on Zoom for anyone who might be interested in learning more about the 8th principle and what it would mean to serve on this important UUCR task force. If you would like to get involved in the movement within Unitarian Universalism and at UUCR on the 8th principle, please email us. That would be the Racial Justice Team. So we can send you the Zoom link for the meeting, and that would be at Racial Justice Team, one word, at uuroanoke.org. If you have questions about it, just contact them at that email, or just talk to a Racial Justice Team member. Who here are members of the Racial Justice Team? Raise your hand. Okay, so if you're interested in being involved with that study and consideration of the 8th principle, you can talk to these folks. And we have a newsletter correction for you. The link was incorrect for the RSVP and the link for, quote, I see you navigating free speech and civil discourse, a conversation with Virginia Tech professors Cornel West and Robert George, which will be in person and virtual on Thursday, March 17th at 7:30 p.m. Apparently, there was some mistake in the newsletter on that. So that conversation will take place. That's the I See You Navigating Free Speech and Civil Discourse. It will be Thursday, March 17th at 7:30 p.m. Please email the Racial Justice Team, racialjustice@uuroanoke.org for the correct link. Okay, so the wrong link was in there. You need to email the Racial Justice Team to get the correct link. Did I get that right? Okay, a little confusing. All righty, and one other thing. On Easter, we will be bringing back the traditional canned food egg hunt, which is really cans. We use canned food, but the egg hunt of cans for children up to grade 5. Middle and high schoolers should plan to come to church on the morning of Easter Sunday, I guess come early, to help hide the cans outside. All cans will be donated to a food charity after the hunt. So that's Easter Sunday. If you'd like to donate unexpired canned food, important, place them in the bin under the fire escape, and they will be used for the Easter egg hunt, canned egg hunt. Can we get canned eggs? Do they have canned eggs? That would be neat. Anyway, have a good week.
All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do. The old cowcus goes moo. The dog and the cats, they take up the middle with Hornbeam up and the cricket fiddles. The donkey brays and the toad brays. The young coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little birds sing and the melody with their high notes ringing. The hoot owl hollers over everything. Jaybird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little duck quacks and he's on his way. The possum ain't got much to say. The porcupine talks to himself. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now.
Oh, thank you for such a lovely morning. Thank you to kinfolk. Thank you to bits of the Friskies. Would that make you guys the Kibbles? Thank you so much to everybody. I have a benediction for us. It's called When Giving is All We Have, and it's by Alberto Rios. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We've been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It's loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too, but we read this book anyway, over and over again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue, and I gave you yellow. Together, we are simply green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together, we made something greater from the difference. Go in peace, my friends. Blessed be.